Right now it's 6 a.m. Outrage and sorrow in Minneapolis after an ICE agent shot and killed a woman. What the White House is saying and how Minnesota's leaders are responding to the gruesome escalation from ICE. And the officer in last summer's officer-involved shooting in Pawtucket will not see any jail time. What Attorney General Peter Nerona ruled about this incident. Also, court records this morning showing a charge against a prominent Cranston politician has been dismissed. It is Thursday, January 8th. Your Good Morning Providence news starts now.
This is Southern New England's trusted news source, Good Morning Providence.
Hey there, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us on what we like to call around here Friday Junior. Guys, we are so close to the weekend, you can almost feel it, but there is so much that we have to talk about. I'm Cara Bailey. I'll share all of that with you just after we check in with meteorologist AJ Mastrangelo.
Temperatures through the overnight into this morning have fallen down to around freezing, some spots even below that. So we're watching out for some areas of black ice. Temperatures a little bit milder down towards the south coast, Block Island at 37. Your bus stop forecast, once again, watching out for a few slick spots earlier on, about 30 degrees at the bus stop this morning. Bright skies, though, for the afternoon. Mostly sunny, partly cloudy skies. 45 degrees, rounded off high temperature here in the Providence area. Hour by hour as we continue through the afternoon, you can see those temperatures climbing on up. The black ice threat pretty much over by 9-10 a.m. So we're looking pretty good here for the rest of the daytime. Actually, some nice bright sunshine through the middle of the day. A few more clouds arriving as we head for the heart of the afternoon. Heading for tonight, temperatures do fall down below freezing once again. We're actually watching out for a bit of some patchy fog and a little bit of some freezing fog as well. Calm winds all in all, so we'll be staying dry as we continue for tonight into tomorrow. However, that changes for Friday night into Saturday. I got your weekend forecast, your full 7-day forecast coming up after the break.
AJ, thank you so much. Let's take a look and see what's happening out there on the roads. Just moments ago, we did see a recent development on our heat map. We'll take a look at that in just a second, but let's survey the skyline all the way down from the top to the bottom of your screen. Not seeing any accidents, any delays, a couple of trucks out there, a couple of cars moving in one direction or the other, trying to make those morning destinations. Clock in on time and do that 9 to 5. We all got to do it, right? So let's take a look at those travel times, see what's going, the heat map. We have that exclamation point that I mentioned just a moment ago. That is just at the juncture of 295 and 146. If you're traveling in that area, please use caution on the approach. Aside from that, some minor delays on either side of 95. And all we ask is that you buckle up and travel safely. It is 6:02 this morning. We are following some breaking news as the investigation continues in Pawtucket this morning. This following a shooting. Details are still coming in right now, but we have heard from police that a man was shot on Pleasant Street just before 9 Wednesday night. No word on his condition, what led to the shooting, or any suspects, but we do know that he was sent to the hospital. As we learn more, we will continue to update you both on air and online. We are turning now to the news out of Minnesota, where thousands of people attended a vigil in Minneapolis overnight. This in the memory of the 37-year-old woman who was shot and killed in her car by an ICE agent. Now, the shooting stoked anger and frustration in a community already on edge as the Trump administration sent a surge of immigration enforcement agents to the Twin Cities. ABC's Christiane Cordero has the report. Before we show it to you, we do want to warn you, this video could be disturbing.
This morning, outrage in Minneapolis and beyond after a federal immigration agent shot and killed 37-year-old Renee Nicole Good in front of a group of protesters. Videos taken by witnesses now causing competing narratives about what led to Good's death. In the disturbing video, you can see her Honda SUV in the street as federal agents demand she get out of the vehicle. She reverses, puts the SUV in drive. Then an agent standing in front of her fires one shot through the front windshield, then two on the side. Another video shows a different angle. President Trump shared it, claiming her SUV hits the agent. Trump and Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem were quick to defend the agent's actions.
This appears as an attempt to kill or to cause bodily harm to agents, an act of domestic terrorism. The ICE officer, fearing for his life and the other officers around him, and the safety of the public, fired defensive shots.
Immediately after the shots are fired, the SUV travels down the street and hits a parked car. The agent who fired the shots is seen walking towards the wreckage. As the shock and anger begins to take over, local and state leaders share a defiant message for federal officials, telling them to get out.
They are already trying to spin this as an action of self-defense. Having seen the video of myself, I want to tell everybody, directly. That is bull.
Protesters seen throwing snowballs at ICE agents throughout the day. At night, a vigil attended by thousands and a vow to keep protesting until ICE leaves.
According to the Minneapolis Star-Tribune, Good lived in Minneapolis, and she was a wife and mother to a 6-year-old child. Christiane Cordero, ABC News, Washington.
Thank you so much, Christiane. The Star-Tribune also has the extended comments from the mayor there. Now, of the videos that were taken of the scene in Minneapolis Wednesday, one of them that has been going viral shows ICE agents allegedly preventing a physician from tending to Renee Good.
Can I go check a pulse?
No! Back up! Now!
I'm a physician!
Hey, listen, we understand. We got EMS coming. I get it. Just give us a second. We have medics on scene. We have our own medics.
Where are they? Where are they?
Now, that video was shared to CNN. It was taken by Emily Heller, who told NBC News it took ICE's medic team around 15 minutes to reach Good. And when they got to her, Heller says, quote, they carried her body out just like by her limbs. They didn't even have a stretcher. She was carried out like a sack of potatoes. 6:06 this morning in Utah, police are searching for suspects after gunfire erupts in a Salt Lake City church. Authorities say a fight broke out outside of a funeral with at least 8 people being hit. 2 of those victims were pronounced dead. Some of the others were taken to a local hospital. 3 people are reported to be in critical condition. Police say the shooter or shooters remain at large, but some tips have been coming in, and the FBI's area field office said it has offered to help with the investigation. Closer to home, the Pawtucket police officer who shot a man handling a toy gun has now been cleared of any wrongdoing. Attorney General Peter Nerona made that announcement Wednesday. 28-year-old Sebastian Yadana was shot by Officer Thomas Letourneau on June 8th. Police got calls about Yadana pointing a gun at himself and at others on a city street, but that turned out to be a toy gun. According to Nerona, an investigation revealed the actions of Officer Letourneau were legally justified. 6:07, Uxbridge police have shared the name of the officer who was killed Wednesday morning in a crash on Route 146. According to the police chief, 43-year-old Stephen Laporta was helping a motorist on the northbound side of the highway when he was hit and killed by a passing car. A procession of cruisers escorted Officer Laporta's body from the scene. Massachusetts Governor Maura Healey ordered flags to be flown at half-staff all around the Commonwealth. And officials have now identified the pilot who was killed in a small plane crash on the Cape. According to the Cape District Attorney's Office, Christopher Burrows of Attleboro was flying that plane when it crashed near the Provincetown airport Sunday afternoon. FlightAware shows the 60-year-old pilot was landing after a flight from Marshfield, and the NTSB is now involved. A man is being held without bail this morning after a triple stabbing in Fairhaven Sunday night. According to police, 21-year-old Gavin Masses stabbed 3 people at a home on Cherry Street. One of them is in critical condition. Police say they found a gun belonging to Masses at the scene. He is currently charged with assault and battery with a dangerous weapon, among a slew of other charges. Masses pleaded not guilty Wednesday in court. 6:08 this morning, Fall River Police announcing an arrest after illegal dumping left a mess on city streets. Take a look at this. You can see all of this just strewn about. 2 weeks ago, officers found 50 mattresses had been dumped onto the side of Innovation Way. Investigators found security footage showing a man tossing those mattresses from a rental truck. And they later found out state police had stopped the truck driver. That was a discovery that led officers to Himson Etienne. Police say Etienne had been hired by a hotel to dispose of those mattresses properly, but he tried to cut corners and save a few bucks. All right, the DUI charge against former Cranston mayoral candidate Maria Bucci has been dismissed. That's according to court records. Earlier this week, the Cranston Democratic Committee chair pleaded not guilty to that charge. East Greenwich officers stopped her back on December 18th after seeing her vehicle swerving between lanes on Division Street. According to the arrest record, she refused a breathalyzer test at the station. Bucci was sentenced to serve 20 hours of community service, attend an alcohol education program, and put an ignition interlock on her car for refusing the chemical test. She'll also lose her license for 30 days. Coming up on 610 this morning, Rhode Island Lieutenant Governor Sabina Matos is looking to push back on alleged efforts by Stop and Shop to keep competitors from moving in. According to a spokesperson for the Lieutenant Governor who posted on the Rhode Island subreddit on Reddit, the company has been renting out several properties across the state, but not using them so that other stores can't use them either. A bill to stop this practice passed in the Senate last year, but it never got a vote in the House. Officials say they will try again this year. Now, in a statement, Lieutenant Governor Matos said in part, quote, Rhode Islanders deserve affordable, accessible, fresh food, and we need healthy competition to deliver that. Restrictive covenants allow superstores to block competition, make fresh food scarcer and more expensive, and inhibit the growth of local grocery stores. ABC 6 News reached out to Stop and Shop for comment. We here at ABC 6 are still waiting to hear back. 6:10 this morning. Later on this afternoon in the State House, Governor Dan McKee will be speaking at the Rhode Island Interfaith Coalition to Reduce Poverty's 18th annual Interfaith Poverty Vigil. Now, the coalition of faith leaders will be discussing their priorities for this year, which include school meals for all, affordable housing for all, and increased funding for RIPTA. That poverty vigil will be at 2 o'clock. And Rhode Island FC has announced a collaboration with local design and print studio Frog and Toad, releasing a special hooded sweatshirt to support the survivors of the Brown University shooting. The simply designed sweatshirt reads Hope, Power, Friendship, Providence, which notes the streets in the capital city and the tight-knit community here in Providence. The money raised will go towards Brown's Ever True Support Fund. And here in the capital city, Providence city officials say overnight permit holders will now have more places to park their cars when parking bans go into effect due to the winter weather. A spokesperson for Mayor Smiley's office says the expansion means permit holders will have 16 approved locations to park. Those include the parking lots of 4 city parks, on the streets around 3 other parks, and certain stretches of Blackstone Boulevard, Doyle Avenue, and Corliss Street. 6:11 on the clock this morning. Still to come on Good Morning Providence for you. Nick Reiner's arraignment has been delayed again in the murder of his parents, Rob Reiner and Michelle Singer. Now, there's word that high-profile defense attorney Alan Jackson is off of his legal team. Latest development in the already shocking story coming up. Also, a medical concern causing NASA to postpone one of their spacewalks. We'll tell you what we know about this so far. All of this and more coming up on Good Morning Providence.